Recent budget resolution passed by the House Republicans could impact millions of Americans and those right here in the Baystate, as the resolution directs the House Energy and Commerce Committee to cut $880 billion in federal programs. Western Mass News reporter Reagan Stoddard joins us live in studio now with what the programs we are potentially talking about. Reagan.
Chris, we're talking about federal programs like Medicare and Medicaid, and about 60% of the population at Life Care of Wilbraham rely on those programs. Following a budget resolution passed by the House Republicans last week, Congressman Richard Neal visited Life Care of Wilbraham on Monday to speak with residents at the facility.
I think we need to remind people that there are real stories beyond and behind statistics. It's the specificity of the conversation that hits home, largely because it impacts real people in a living condition at a stage of their lives they probably never planned for.
Those in assisted living at the core of this budget cut, which the Congressional Budget Office confirmed that cutting nearly $880 billion could only be achieved by impacting those who rely on Medicare or Medicaid. The House Budget Committee says this plan does not cut benefits, but rather refocuses Medicaid on the most vulnerable and gives states the ability to tailor their Medicaid programs to their populations.
What does that mean to me as that patient resident that is a Medicaid recipient? Am I still going to be able to be here, Dennis? Is there a concern that I should be voicing to the congressman?
Western Mass News also spoke with Dennis Lapata, the executive director of Life Care of Wilbraham, who says having Congressman Richard Neal visit at a time of uncertainty is reassuring not only to its residents, but his staff as well. He also shared one of their major concerns with these budget cuts.
How is that going to affect our ability to attract the top-notch staff with, a competitive wage? Major concern as to what that means. Don't know the answer as to what that means.
Questions coming from those all across the board.
Because they certainly have a wide divergence of opinion on this. I think it's going to be very hard for them to come to common ground.
Especially as this affects Americans across the country.
The cost would go up because most of them would seek care in emergency care setting, and rural hospitals would close under this plan. And that affects not just Medicaid patients, it affects all people who utilize those hospitals.
Life Care of Wilbraham remains optimistic despite potential budget cuts, and they told us one of the ways to ease that anxiety for residents was by having Congressman Richard Neal speak today at the facility. Reporting live in studio, Reagan Stoddard, Western Mass News.